We'll bring our big toes to touch, knees come wide. Arms reaching towards the tops of our mat. We'll bring our chest in between our legs. Nice, maybe forehead comes to the ground. Maybe rocking our forehead side to side, massaging our third eye center. Nice, we'll take a few moments here to observe the breath, what it's like today, what it's like in this moment. So is it choppy? Or is it smooth? And we'll take 3 cleansing breaths together. So this first one, just inhaling in through the nose. And exhale, sighing something out, letting that go. Same thing, inhaling in through the nose. And exhale, sighing it out the mouth. Last one, inhaling in through the nose. And exhale, sighing that out. Staying here in this child's. We need to tint our fingertips, so bring our palms up off the mat a little bit. Our forearms, elbows might come up off the mat. Nice, maybe just rocking side to side, getting into the shoulders a little bit more. Releasing the palms down to the ground. Starting to cultivate this Ujjayi breathing. So inhaling in through the nose and exhaling out of the nose. Slightly constricting the back of your throat to make that ocean-like sound on the exhale. And then coming to our intention today, so it can be a word, a phrase, or a mantra to keep you going through practice, to bring you back to this easy breath. Nice, so every inhale, inhaling in your intention. And every exhale, exhaling out the excess, what you don't need. This will be here for a few more breaths. Nice, next inhale, we'll find that length in the spine. On the exhale, we're going to begin to staying in this child's pose, we begin to walk our palms over towards the right side of the mat. Nice, maybe placing your hands outside of the mat, maybe placing your left palm on top of the right. Coming into a left side body stretch. On your next inhale, making your way back to center. And exhaling over towards that left side. So left palms come on the left side of the mat. Maybe right palm comes on top of the left. And inhaling your palms back to center. And exhaling here. Nice, next inhale, beginning to roll forward into all fours, our tabletop position, shoulders stacking over our wrists. Coming straight into our cat-cow, so every inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the chin up. And every exhale, finding that round in the spine, tucking the chin in. Nice, repeating that with your own breath. Adding in whatever organic movement feels good for you. Maybe it's barrel rolls or just traditional cat-cows. We'll take 3 more breaths here. And then coming back to neutral, open up the wrists, getting them ready to bear some weight. So turning your right fingertips towards your body, and then taking those small circles around the wrists in one direction. And then changing that direction. And staying right here, flipping your left palm or your left fingers towards your body. Begin to take it over both wrists. If this is too much, you can just do one at a time. Nice. We'll first release our right palm. So bringing the top of the hand onto the mat. We're going to take small fists with that right hand. Fingers should be facing your left hand. Just kind of turned out a little bit. Nice. And then flipping that right hand back forward. We're just going to take that with the left. So turning the left hand on the mat, palm faces up, taking those fists. Strengthening your hand and wrist bones and muscles. We'll release out of that. Take one cat-cow, flushing it out. And then beginning to sit onto our toes for a toe stretch. So making sure that all our toes are tucked underneath us. We need to pull out our pinky toes a little bit. Nice, sitting your glutes onto your heels. You may begin to feel this if you run or if you just have really tight feet. We're going to interlace our fingers, turning the palms inside out. Nice, inhaling them up overhead. As we exhale, we'll lean over towards that right side. Inhaling back up to center. And exhaling over towards the left. Inhaling back up to center. Releasing the bind of the hands. We're going to come into a different bind. So interlacing the fingers again. We're just going to get into the wrists a little bit more. We're taking these circles with the hands. And then we'll release out of that completely, releasing off of the feet, tapping out the toes. Nice, coming into, this one's a little weird, but it feels really nice. So we're gonna take the top of your right foot on the back sole of your left foot, and then just set your weight back down. So you'll probably feel your right foot start to dig into your left foot. And if you have really tight feet again, this is kind of like a personal foot massager. I stole this from Mary for class. But maybe just try like moving your right foot around, getting into different places in your left foot that might feel tight. And then when you're ready, just switching that, placing your left foot on top of the right, playing with your weight distribution. And then releasing out of that completely. Come into our puppy posture. So keeping our hips over our knees this time. We're just going to walk our palms out in front of us, bringing our chest down to the ground. Maybe the chest touches. Maybe the forehead comes to the ground. Nice. Maybe if you have a ton of room, you can place your chin on the mat. A huge heart and shoulder opener. Maybe bringing your thumb knuckles behind your back, bringing palms to prayer. Maybe finding a little bit more strength here, bringing your heels up towards your glutes. And then slowly releasing out of that. Bring our palms underneath our shoulders once more. Walk them out again, about 2 inches ahead of us. We're going to push up to our first down dog. So coming into that upside down V. Chest coming towards the top of your quads. Maybe a slight bend in your legs to start off, making sure we're not dumping into the shoulders. For the palms, spreading out our fingers as wide as they go, making that L shape with the thumb and the index. Nice, pressing into every single finger pad. Energetically pulling your heels down to the ground. We'll find some stillness here. If you always move here, maybe challenging yourself to stay still. Nice, and next inhale, peeking up to the top of the mat. We're just gonna walk, tiptoe our toes up to the top. Taking as much time as you want to here. Getting into the back of the legs. Trying not to move the palms. So just bending the knees as much as you need to come into our forward fold. We'll heel toe the feet about 2 fist distance apart. Inhale, halfway lifting, finding that length in your spine. Bring palms to shins. And exhale, folding forward for ragdoll. Grabbing opposite elbows. Maybe swaying side to side. Nodding the head yes and no. And yes again. This will inhale, peek up halfway. As we exhale, we'll step our left foot back, coming into our low crescent lunge, sending the left knee down to the ground, inhaling the palms up overhead. Nice holding here, sinking into your right hip to start off with. We'll inhale here. As we exhale, beginning to straighten that right leg. Just for the exhale, nice. Inhaling back up, low crescent lunge. So finding a little bit of core strength here. Exhaling, straightening through the leg, folding over maybe just a bit. Nice, inhaling, low crescent lunge. Last one, we'll hold this one, exhaling, folding over the leg. Placing palms on each side of that leg. If you have blocks or books or any sort of, I don't know, like support device, you can place them beside each leg. We're just gonna find half splits here. Inhale, peeking up halfway, pointing your foot down to the ground. A little bit different stretch, so just feeling into that for a moment. And then flexing your feet back towards you. And bringing your right toes towards the right side of the mat. So it kind of comes horizontal, parallel. Your soles will come parallel with the top of the mat. We'll inhale here. As we exhale, beginning to bring your left palm over that right leg. Beginning to walk our way over towards the right. Maybe for a little bit of an IT band stretch. And then gently making your way back to that half splits, landing into the leg for our low crescent. Palms by our side. We'll bring the right palm on the inside of the right foot, opening up the left arm for this twist variation. It's a different sensation. You can tuck your back toes underneath, lifting up the knee maybe. Making sure we're not dumping into that right wrist. Nice, and then exhaling that left hand down, placing the right palm on the outside of the right foot and stepping the back foot up to meet it. Nice, inhale, halfway lifting, palms come to shins. And exhaling, Kundalini, so taking your peace fingers to your big toes. We'll inhale, find that length in the spine. And exhale, bringing chest to the top of the legs, spreading the knees as much as you need to here. Elbows come to each side of the mat. And inhaling, halfway lifting, releasing knee bind. And exhaling that right foot back. For our low crescent lunge on this side. Inhaling, palms come up overhead. Sinking in here for a moment, feeling into this left hip. One more inhale for length. And on the exhale, we'll begin straightening through that front leg, finding half splits. It's inhaling back up. If you need to put your hands down on the mat, please feel free to do that. So exhaling through half splits and inhaling back up. Good, last one, exhaling. We fold, maybe framing that leg. Holding over that left leg for our half splits. Good, inhale, peeking up, straightening that front foot, so the sole of the foot comes down to the mat. A little bit different of a stretch, finding that strength and length in the spine. And then flexing your feet back towards you, bringing the pinky toe side of the foot down to the mat. Nice, and then maybe slowly walking our palms over towards the left side of the mat. For a steer variation. And then walking the palms back to center, framing the foot, bending through that left knee. Bringing that left palm on the inside of the left foot, opening up with the right. Maybe lifting up that back knee. And framing the left foot. Nice. This time, stepping the left foot back to meet the right. Setting up for our high plank. We'll set up for 3 yoga push-ups. So we'll exhale, lowering down halfway. Our elbows stay tucked in. It's more of a tricep push-up. You need to lower the knees to modify. Please feel free to do that. We'll inhale, roll forward. Exhale, lowering down halfway. Good. Inhaling back up. Good. Exhaling, lowering down halfway. Inhale up and lowering down halfway. This time as we inhale, we roll forward on the tops of our feet. Hips stay off the ground. Palms and tops of the feet, the only thing on the ground. Inhaling here. And exhaling. We push our hips back for downward facing dog. Taking a cleansing breath here. Inhaling in through the nose. And exhale, sighing something out. Inhale, we'll roll forward for that high plank. Good. Pushing our hips back for our turbo dog. We'll take our shins parallel to the mat. Nice, but it's like down dog, but our shins are parallel to the mat. Holding here for an inhale and exhaling, straightening out the legs. Going through that about 2 more times. So inhale, rolling forward, finding that cat spine. Good. Exhaling, sending the knees, the hips back. Inhaling here. Exhaling, straightening out the legs. Taking that through with your own breath. About 2 more times. Really whatever feels natural for you. And then meeting me in down dog. We'll take a cleansing breath here. So inhaling in through the nose. Exhale, sighing something out. Nice. Next inhale, our right leg will rise for 3-point. Making sure our pinky toe side of the foot pointing down to the ground, or pinky toe is pointing down to the ground, sorry. Nice. Inhaling here. And exhaling, bring that knee to nose for cheetah. Rolling forward on your left toes. Good. Extending that right leg back out long. Nice. Exhaling that knee in between the palms. Good. Spinning that back foot to 90 degrees. Our front heel is in line with our back instep. We'll rise up for our warrior 2. The palms come out to a T. Gaze is past that right middle finger. Nice. Finding some strength here. Maybe that 90-degree bend in that right leg. Nice. We'll be here for about 2 more breaths. Coming back to intention if you lost it. Next inhale, flipping that front palm up, reaching forward and back, coming into our peaceful warrior. Maybe keeping your gaze on your palm of the right hand. Nice. Finding the side body stretch here. Holding here for about 2 more breaths. And then making our way back to our warrior 2. Switching it up a little bit, bringing that back foot in and up, squaring off the hips. So there's about 3 feet in between our heels here. We'll inhale, open up the chest. As we exhale, we'll find a revolved triangle. So placing our left palm down on the mat, or a block or a book or something. And then taking our right hand to the right hip. If this is good, trying to open up the chest. Maybe reaching that right palm up to the sky. Maybe gaze goes up to the right thumb. Nice, getting super light on that back foot, maybe sending your left palm forward a bit, coming into Kundalini with the twist, bringing our left knee behind the right knee, upper body stays exactly how it is. Holding here for another inhale, As we exhale, we'll send that left foot to the outside of the right mat. So we're coming into an easy twist, but it's a little awkward variation. Nice, so staying that twist in the upper body. Taking one more inhale. And as we exhale, we'll bring our right palm down to the mat. We're turning to the wide side of our mat and setting up for Malasana. So it's Malasana facing the long side of our mat. Nice, so hips are coming towards the ground. Toes are pointed forward if we can, but ultimately we want our heels on the ground. So if that means opening up the feet, feel free to do that. Nice, pressing our elbows in towards the outsides of the leg, or the insides of the legs, insides of the legs to the elbows, pushing our chest through. Nice, coming back to breath here. Nice, and then walking our palms over towards the back of the mat, setting up for our high plank. We'll take it through a flow, so inhale, rolling forward. Exhale, lowering down halfway. Inhaling up for upward facing dog or cobra. And exhaling the hips back for downward facing dog. And it's inhaling that left leg up for our 3-point. Bring our knee to nose for cheetah. Good, inhaling out long. Bringing that foot in between the palms. Setting up for our warrior 2. Back foot comes to 90 degrees. Inhaling, opening up. Arms extend out to a T. Gaze goes past that left middle finger. Sinking deep into this warrior 2. 90 degrees in the front leg. Nice, here for about 2 more breaths. Inhaling that left palm forward, flipping the palm and backwards for a peaceful warrior. And then inhaling back up to warrior 2. Make our way to revolve triangle. So stepping that back foot in and up. It's about 3 feet in between the heels. Hips are squared off. We inhale here. We exhale, we fold forward, placing the right palm on the mat. Nice, maybe left arm goes up towards sky. Same option here, left palm comes to left hip. You just feel the chest open. Nice, getting super light in that back foot. Moving our right palm forward a bit, coming into Kundalini with the twist, so right knee comes into the left knee. Keeping the upper body exactly how it is. And staying here for just a breath. And then exhaling that right foot to that, the now left side of the mat for easy twist variation. On your exhale, planting that left palm down to the ground, spinning your left foot towards the long side of the mat. Nice, bring your right foot in, sitting down into our Malasana squat. Second round here. You want to play around with crow, bakasana, or any other arm balance, bind or variation here. Feel free to do so. Take a shoulder opener, so bringing the right palm to the outside of the right foot. Elbows, or arm is still on the inside of that leg. We'll just reach up with the left arm. Maybe if we have the space, we'll take a bind behind the back, interlacing fingers one day. These will go up towards the left, or I guess towards your left arm, if it's still up. Nice, holding for one more breath if you're in the bind. And then we'll come into the other side. So bring the left palm down. Nice, opening up with the right. Maybe taking a bind here. Wherever you are, releasing out of that. Walking the palms towards the front of the mat where we started. We'll set up for our high plank. Inhaling, rolling onto the toes, lowering down halfway for our chaturanga. Inhaling up for upward facing dog or cobra. And exhaling the hips back for downward facing dog. Taking a cleansing breath here, inhaling in through the nose. And exhaling, sighing something out. Take one more cleansing breath. Inhaling in through the nose. And exhaling, sighing something out. Nice, next inhale, our right leg rises up for 3-point. Bring your knee to tricep for mountain climber. Maybe flying here. If not, we'll hold for 3, for 2, and for 1. Extending that leg back out long. Nice, bringing the foot in between the palms. Try not to move the palms here, finding that calf spine. Keeping the left palm firmly planted on the ground, reaching up with your right arm for an easy twist. Nice, getting super light on that left palm. We'll rise up to our water wheel. So option to lower the back knee. Nice, holding here for another breath. Nice, and then inhaling, chest comes back forward for a high crescent lunge. Nice, taking a bind behind the back, interlacing the fingers, opening up the chest. We're gonna come into our warrior 3 with the bind. So if you need to undo the bind and find a grounded warrior 3, it's no problem. If not, maybe challenging yourself a little bit. So lifting that left leg off the ground. Whole body's in one line with each other. Standing leg is straight and strong. Right big toe is rooting into the mat. Nice, choosing your drishti point, something to focus on. Maybe coming back to intention here. Nice, holding here for one more breath. And inhaling up to stork. Keeping with that bind if you have it. Get an option to grab opposite elbows or just take another variation. Nice, we're gonna come into eagle with this bind. So placing our left leg over top the right. Nice, once we're in eagle, release the bind, extending the arms out to a T. Nice, coming back up to stork, traditional stork, so arms are up overhead. And extend the leg out long for that rounded warrior 3 now. So this time palms do come down to the mat. Fingertips in line with that right big toe, folding over that right leg. Nice, holding here for just one more moment. And setting up for pyramid posture. So same thing, same stance with our revolved triangle, except this time we're gonna inhale. So there's 3 feet in between the heels. Nice, inhale, lengthen through the spine. This time we're just gonna exhale, fold over the legs. So it's more of a stretch here. Nice, inhaling up halfway. And exhaling, stepping the feet back, or maybe taking it for a flow, jumping back. Handstands, chin stands, anything's welcome. Nice, meeting me in down dog. Let's inhale, we'll reach that left leg up for 3-point. Bring that knee to tricep for mountain climber. Good, holding here for 3, for 2, and 1, extending out long. 3-legged dog. Nice, and then bringing that foot in between the palms. Good, setting up for an easy twist, keeping that right palm down, left arm opens up. Getting super light on that right palm. We're coming into water wheel. So again, modification, lower that back knee down. We're keeping it lifted. Good, holding it for one more breath. And then inhaling back to our high crescent lunge. Nice, next exhale, releasing the palms behind your back, interlacing the fingers, opening up the chest on the inhale. And then exhale, finding that warrior 3 with the bind. Nice, again, option to release the hands to the ground, but always good to try and challenge yourself a little bit. We'll be here for a few more breaths. So choosing a point, a drishti point to focus on. Going for length here. So feeling your sole of your right foot pressing against an imaginary wall. Nice, and next inhale, rising up to stork with that bind. So right knee comes into chest. Nice, we'll find our eagle on this side. So bending through the legs, placing our right leg on top of the left. Maybe double binding, maybe not. Once we find that, we'll release the arms out to a T. Inhaling up to our traditional stork, palms up overhead, right knee comes into chest, and exhaling back for a grounded warrior 3. So fingertips in line with the toes, holding over that left leg, holding here for another breath. On your exhale, finding pyramid pose. The right foot comes about 3 feet behind the left, maybe to a little bit to the outside, to the right side. We'll inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold over that left leg. Good, inhaling up halfway once more, and exhaling, stepping back, taking it through a flow, or meeting me in downward facing dog. As coming into a few belly up back bends, we're gonna roll forward into our high plank. Good, I guess we'll do a little core first. So lowering down onto the forearms, however is easiest for you. Coming into a forearm plank. Good, slowly beginning to walk our toes towards the elbows for our dolphin. So it's like downward facing dog. So we're on our forearms. Good, looking in between your palms. Maybe slowly shifting the weight forward and back. Good, coming onto the tops of the toes. Be here for about 5 more breaths. So trying to find those rocks with me. Rolling onto the tops of the toes. And then shifting your hips back. Good, meeting in dolphin. And slowly walking our feet back out for our forearm plank. And then eventually lowering down through Sphinx. Good, so our chest comes through our forearms. Elbows are directly under our shoulders. Feet together. Unless you have low back pain, you can spread them out long. And so just be here for a few breaths. And then coming into a little bit more core, keeping the tops of the feet down on the ground. I'm going to lift up to our forearm plank, a little bit different here. We'll be here for 3 breaths. On your next exhale, releasing the hips down, coming into Sphinx. Taking that 2 more times. Inhaling, pushing the hips up, coming into our forearm plank. And on your next exhale, lowering down the hips, pulling the chest through for Sphinx. Last one here, inhaling, hips coming up, forearm plank. This time holding for 5 breaths. Coming back to intention. And exhaling, releasing down to the ground. Nice, pulling all the way through to Sphinx. We're gonna come into seal. So bringing our, if you can, bringing our palms to the mat, straightening through the arms. Good, you can release the legs out wide this time. The feet out wide rather. It's really up to you how far, how deep you want to go into this. Whenever you move your palms a bit closer to your hips, it's going to create more of a back bend. So if you're good right here, then by all means stay right here. We'll just be here for about 2 more breaths. And then releasing that down to the mat. Coming into a fun thing I learned during teacher training. So Supermans, I'm sure most of you have done them before. We'll just extend our arms out in front of us, our legs behind us, zipping our feet back together once more. We inhale, we'll reach up Nice legs in, legs and arms. Nice, finding length rather than height here again. For the part that's maybe a little bit new to you, we're gonna roll onto our backs for a hollow boat or a canoe, sort of. So as graceful as you can, rolling onto our spines. Good. Still our arms and legs extended here. So we're taking the extension out of the back. Good. Holding here for one more breath. And then rolling back to that Superman. Good. One more inhale. And then exhale, releasing the palms beside you. It's kind of fun to do. We'll tuck the toes underneath us. Nice, and then maybe with your knees lifted or your knees still on the ground, we're gonna push up to our high plank and back to our downward facing dog. Good, cleansing that bit out with a cleansing breath, inhaling in through the nose. And exhaling, sighing something out. Good, next inhale, right leg will extend up long for 3-point. We'll bring our knee to opposite elbow, so left elbow for reverse mountain climber. Good, extending that leg out long, so extend the foot, top left corner of your mat. We're gonna pick up the left hand, pulling into our fallen star. Good, so if this doesn't work for you, we can keep both palms on the ground and find a bit of a stretch here. Good, wherever you are, we're gonna meet back in that 3-point. So lifting up that foot, extending it out long. Nice, this time opening up that right foot, that right hip. Good, keeping our shoulders squared off to the mat. We're gonna flip our dog if accessible for you. So bringing the right sole of the foot down to the ground. Maybe you're just like this. Maybe we extend to a full wheel. Totally up to you. You can also extend the right foot out long. And maybe that's wrong. Left foot out long. That makes it a little bit easier. Good, and then meeting back in 3-point. Right leg is extending out. So next exhale, bringing that foot in between the palms. Standing up for our warrior 1. So back foot comes to 45. Heels are in line with one another. We'll inhale, palms up overhead. Finding that 90 degrees in that front foot, that front leg if we can. Good, on the exhale, we'll find eagle arms. So bringing our right arm underneath our left. Maybe binding once or twice. Good, inhaling here. And then exhaling, folding for humble warrior variation. We switched up the arms a little bit for eagle and for humble warrior. We're holding here for about 2 more breaths. Then undoing the bind, releasing the hands to the ground, paralleling the feet off, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. So toes are facing the long part of the mat. We'll inhale here, halfway lifting, and exhale, forward folding. Maybe walking our palms towards the back of the mat. If you're an upside down yogi, would like to take a inversion here, feel free to do that. If you want to take a different bind with the hands, you can interlace the fingers behind the back. You can grab the outsides of the ankles. We'll be here for about 3 more breaths. We'll all inhale, halfway lifting. Good, placing our palms right underneath our shoulders. We're gonna point the toes out to each corner of the mat, setting up for our goddess squat. So bringing our shoulders over the hips. Nice, bringing the palms behind the head, interlacing fingers maybe. Inhaling here. As we exhale, we'll lean over towards that right side. Inhaling back to center, taking it to the left. Taking these with your own breath. We'll do about 10. Good, inhaling, straightening through those legs. Bring our back foot back to 90 degrees, pointing our right foot forward to the top of the mat, extending the arms out to a T. Extending the hips as far back as you can, and then releasing a diagonal pose. So right palm comes to the shin, or to the inside or outside of the mat, or the foot, sorry. And left arm extends out, maybe gaze goes up towards that left arm. Nice, for more of a challenge here, we can bring it into the core, lifting up our right palm, extending it out in front of us, maybe like we're holding a beach ball. Totally up to you. Inhaling here for one more breath, and then exhaling, framing that front foot, coming into our low runner's lunge. Good, sending that right foot back for our high plank. We'll take 3 more of those yoga push-ups. So inhaling, rolling forward on the toes, exhaling down halfway. Good, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up. Last one, exhaling down. Inhaling through to upward facing dog. And exhaling back to downward facing dog. Good, taking a cleansing breath here. Inhaling in through the nose. And exhaling, letting something go. Next inhale, left leg extends up for 3-point. Bring that knee to right elbow. Reverse mountain climber. Extending that foot out for our fallen star. Placing that right palm back down to the ground if it's not. Good, sending that left foot back up for 3-point. Opening up the hip. Good, and coming into our flip dog, maybe if you took it on the opposite side. Good, we'll be here for about 2 more breaths. And then making our way back to our 3-point, left leg's extended out long. Good, bringing that foot in between the palms. Inhaling, rooting to rise up for our warrior 1. Here, Vajrasana A. Maybe palms come to touch, maybe gaze goes up. Holding here for 1 more inhale. As we exhale, we'll find those eagle arms. So this time, I believe right arm comes underneath left. If I told you differently, just do what your gut says. We'll inhale here, and we'll exhale down for our humble warrior. Holding forward on the inside of that left leg. Good, we'll be here for about 3 breaths. And releasing the bind of the arms, placing the palms on the mat. We're gonna open up to our wide-legged forward fold, round 2. So inhaling up halfway, and then exhaling, folding forward. And maybe taking a different variation here. Good, inhale, peeking up halfway, setting up for goddess round 2, a little bit different this time. Nice, bring arms to a cactus, and then hands behind the back. We'll inhale here. As we exhale, we'll lean over towards that right side, placing our right palm on the inside of the right foot, lifting our left arm up. Gaze will go up. If you want more of a challenge here, you can try lifting up one heel and then the other. Good, and then placing both heels down, coming back up to center, leaning over towards the left, placing left palm inside the left foot. Good, reaching right arm up, maybe coming up on one heel and then the other, holding for a breath. And releasing that down. Inhaling up to stand. Good, and setting up for triangle on our left side. So left foot points forward. Nice, back foot comes to 90 degrees. Arms come out to a T, hips go back. And releasing into triangle. Again, same options with the core here. You want to take the grounded hand up, maybe reach it up to 90, right out in front of you. One more inhale. And we'll exhale that lifted palm down, the right palm down, framing the front foot for low runner's lunge, and then sending it back to meet the right. Good, setting up for our high plank. Good, lowering down to our forearms once more. Good, setting up for forearm plank. Coming into our second round of dolphin. Walking our toes up as close to the elbows as we can. Good, we'll take those same variation here. So inhaling, rolling onto the toes, shifting weight forward, exhaling back down. Good, 4 more, inhaling, rolling forward, and exhaling back. Good. If this is too much for you, just staying in dolphin. If dolphin's too much for you, always opting to take childs at any point in the practice. Good, about 2 more here. And last one. Good, releasing our knees down to the ground, coming into child's anyway, so knees will come together this time. We'll send the arms out behind us, palms will face up, bring the forehead to the ground. It's a little bit different variation. Also feels really nice. Good, we'll be here for about 3 more breaths. Inhale, slowly coming up. Again, I don't think I've taken pigeon but once in one of these classes, so we're going to come into pigeon today. So we'll come through down dog. If pigeon not on your back is too much, feel free to take it on your back. But if you're still with me, we'll inhale that right leg up for 3-point. Bring that knee to right elbow. Good, trying to parallel the shin off. It really doesn't matter if it's parallel or not. And then just lowering that back leg down. Most important thing here is your back leg is straight, toes are pointing straight out behind you. We'll inhale, open up the chest here. Maybe as we exhale, we'll start to bring the palms down in front of us, maybe the forearms, maybe even lower. Again, if that doesn't serve you, we have pigeon on our back as an option. So just bringing the soles of the feet to the mat. It's like taking a figure 4, so you're going to take your right ankle on top of your quad. Good, and then roll back to your back. Maybe interlacing the fingers in between the legs and setting up like this. Either way is good, getting the same benefits here. So feel free to take whichever one you want. Trying to resist any urge to move. Be here for about 3 more deep breaths. And slowly walking your palms up. But sliding on to that right hip, we're going to extend our left leg forward, setting up for our Janu. So bring right sole of the foot to the inside of the left leg. Left foot is flexed. We're going to reach our palms up overhead on the inhale, slightly rotate our chest over that left leg. As we exhale, maybe walking the palms forward, bring your chest closer towards that leg. Maybe one day Fingers interlaced behind the foot. Maybe bring our chin to our shin. Nose to chin, nose to knee. And inhale, slowly walking up. We're going to come into double pigeon. So keeping our right leg as it is, we're going to take our left leg over top. So bringing the pinky toe side of the left foot on top of the right quad, like crisscross applesauce, but it's more like stacking our shins on top of one another. We may be looking like this. It's no big deal. Same benefits. Nice inhaling here, maybe opening up the chest. Maybe exhaling, walking the palms forward, finding just a little bit more space. And inhaling back up, seated. We'll undo the legs, rolling over. If you want to take it through one last flow, totally feel free to do so. If not, just meet me in downward facing dog, setting up for pigeon on our left side. So inhaling that left foot up for 3-point. Bringing that knee to elbow, letting the chin down, the leg down. And pigeon on our left side. Inhaling, opening up the chest. And maybe exhaling, walking the palms out. And holding here for about 3 more deep breaths. And slowly walking our palms up. Bringing that right leg forward, setting up for Janu on this side. Nice left sole of the foot comes on the inside right leg. We'll inhale, palms up overhead. Slightly rotating the chest over the right leg. And then exhale, folding forward. 3 palms come beside the calf. Inhaling up slowly, setting up for double pigeon. I'm not actually sure that's what it's called, but we're gonna go with that. So taking the pinky toe side of our right foot on top of the left quad. Every side a little different. This may feel a little bit different, maybe a little bit more flexible, middle a little bit less flexible. We'll inhale, open up the chest here, and maybe exhale, walking the palms out a bit in front of us. Good, and then slowly inhaling, walking the palms back up, undoing the bind of the legs. We'll just bring the soles of the feet down to the ground, bring our glutes close to the heels, and then lower down onto the spine. Good. Setting up for our twist here, we'll bring our knees into our chest. Good. You can pick your favorite supine twist. Maybe it's eagle legs, or maybe it's just traditional. Do traditional. So extending the arms out to a T, let's come to 90. And so just let the legs fall over towards that right side. Gaze will go to the left. Good, and then inhaling the legs back to center. Right side will fall over towards that left side. Gaze comes over towards right. Inhaling back to center once more, setting up for our inversion practice. If you would like to take something, anything, you can take anything you want in your shoulder stand, happy baby, waterfall, dead bug. I'm going to offer happy baby, but if you know the other variations, feel free to do that. We're going to just grab the outsides of our feet, and so maybe the calves if you're super tight. And then just start to bring the knees towards the armpits, making sure our low back stays glued down to the ground. We can rock side to side though, massaging our low back, but making sure that it stays on the ground. Maybe if you have the space, taking your peace fingers to your big toes, playing with straightening one leg and then the other, getting into the backs of the legs. Be here for about 5 more deep breaths. Good, and then releasing the bind, the hands and the feet. Bring our soles of the feet to touch, knees out wide. Coming into our Supta Konasana, bringing one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Withdrawing 3 things that we're absolutely grateful for in this moment. Feeling them in with an inhale. And exhale, sighing them out. Good. If you want to take Shavasana like this, feel free to do that, or in any variation, really. If not, we'll extend the legs out long. Extend the arms out, taking up space here. Good. We'll close practice with 2 more cleansing breaths. So inhaling in through the nose. As we exhale, we're going to get out of the mouth. The next one, inhaling in through the nose. And exhale. Releasing into our Shavasana. We'll be here for a few more minutes. Most important part of practice, so please hang on. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana a little bit longer, please feel free to do so. I'm a little bit short on time today. So if not, we'll start to bring some movement back to our fingers and our toes. Nice, maybe bringing our knees into chest, giving yourself a big hug. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows, rocking side to side. Making our way into fetal position, rolling over to one side, maybe using your arms as a pillow here. And then slowly with your eyes closed or hazy, make our way up to an easy seat. We bring our palms to prayer at heart center. We'll take one more full breath here. Maybe coming back to that intention you set at the beginning of practice, sealing it in or releasing it out. And the next inhale, bringing our thumb knuckles to our third eye. Thank you everyone for practicing with me today. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I hope to see you back on Zoom class